Well, good evening, folks, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Quincy Kane here, and this is live stream number 58. And for this stream, we're going to be checking out some clips from Lacey Sturm. Lacey Sturm, formerly of Flyleaf. Apparently, there was a live show, I guess, a few months ago, and there's some footage of her with the band Seether performing some Flyleaf songs live. So I thought that was pretty cool. I haven't watched the clips yet, so it'll be a first-time reaction. And then I think she did the same thing with Breaking Benjamin. I'm not sure what song they performed together. I think it was a Flyleaf song. Might have been something else, but yeah, so we're going to be checking out some Lacey Sturm clips and a little bit of Seether and Breaking Benjamin. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. But before we dive into that, we're going to give a little bit of time for more people to show up. And while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and play a song for you guys. So if you're tuning in, don't be shy, say hello, and let me know what you've been up to. How are you? What you've been listening to lately? Have you discovered any new music, or is there a new band or a new artist that you're getting into right now? Maybe you're just listening to some old favorites. What you've been listening to? Have you watched anything good lately? Any good movies? Any good TV shows? And lastly, if you're a gamer, have you been playing anything lately? What games are you playing right now? So leave a comment, say hello, let me know what you've been up to. I'm going to go ahead and play a song for you, and then we'll be diving into the reaction segment soon. So this is a fairly new song of mine. This one's called Move On. Hope you like it.
Road more than
strong. You can move on. Thank you. All right, so not a lot of activity happening right now, so I'm probably going to go into another song if people don't start showing up soon. But again, just to clarify, we're going to be reacting to some clips of Lacey Sturm. I think she had a live show earlier this year with the bands Seether and Breaking Benjamin, and apparently they performed some Flyleaf songs, so that's pretty cool. So we're going to be checking out some clips of that. I have not watched the clips yet, so it'll be a first-time reaction from me. And anyone who's been following me for a while, you know that Flyleaf is a favorite band of mine, so definitely looking forward to checking that. And Breaking Benjamin and Seether are quite good too. So it's just all in the ballpark, you know. It's all good stuff, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. But, yep, if you're tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. Let me know what you've been up to. Let me know what you've been watching lately, what you've been listening to. Just a few quick updates of what I've been up to. So first off, you might notice I look a little different. I have shaved my face. The reason for that, pretty much the only time I ever shave is around Halloween time, and usually it's for a costume. So for those of you who know me, you know that I skateboard. I go to the skate park pretty much every Saturday, and I'll try to skate a few days of the week when I can. And for the past 3 years, at every Halloween, every October, a friend of mine, a friend who skateboards, and he's got a skate brand called Beautiful Skateboards. His name's Chris, but he and I, we've collaborated for the past 3 years doing a Halloween skate park. So I'll dress up as a character, and he'll get some footage of me doing some tricks. So that's what we've been up to. Stanley, good to have you in the chat. Thanks for joining. You might be the first one so far, but I was just talking about explaining the shaved face. Yep, no worries for being late, Stan. Better late than never. But yes, so me and my buddy Chris, we're going to be shooting a video part for this year's Halloween. We're going to be, again, I'll dress up as a character, and he'll get some footage of me doing some skateboard tricks, and yeah, and then we'll put out the video by Halloween, hopefully. He's been a little occupied this year, so it's been a little tricky. We were actually supposed to shoot today, and that would have been fun to talk about, you know, just to say, oh, hey, I shot some skate footage today, but unfortunately, he had something come up and wasn't able to get off of that, so we had to postpone our shooting. So hopefully it'll happen. But yes, the reason for the clean-shaven face is because the character I'm dressing as does not have facial hair, so that's why I had to shave. And again, it seems like every character I dress as does not have a beard, so I almost always have to shave for Halloween for whatever character I'm going to be. But that's about it. So yes, so that's why it might look a little different. Stan, how has your week been? What you been up to? You know, anything cool or exciting happened lately with you? Again, just to notify you, we're going to be reacting to some clips of Lacey Sturm. Now, Stan, if hopefully that name sounds familiar, because I'm pretty sure we've brought it up a couple times, but if you're not sure who that is, she was formerly the vocalist of the band Flyleaf, and hopefully you know that Flyleaf is one of my favorite bands, or they were while they were around. Yeah, there's some footage of her performing live with a couple other bands, the bands Seether and the bands Breaking Benjamin, which we actually checked out some Breaking Benjamin stuff. Well, yeah, we checked out a little bit of Breaking Benjamin, but it was mainly Starset. It was Breaking Benjamin did a collaboration with Starset, and we checked that out. So this is another collaboration that Breaking Benjamin has done with Lacey Sturm, and there's a collaboration with Lacey Sturm and Seether. They're actually performing some. I think I lost my mic for a second. Performing some Flyleaf songs live, so definitely looking forward to checking that out. But anyway, we're still waiting for a few more people to show up, so I think I'm going to go ahead and dive into another song here while we're waiting for more people to show up. But yeah, don't be shy, say hello, and just let me know what you've been up to. Oh, interesting. Stan's saying remembering her with Seether. So I don't know if you've watched the video, if you've seen these videos already. I haven't watched them yet, but yeah, supposedly she performed a few songs with Seether, and I haven't watched the videos yet, but they did some Flyleaf songs together. So so yeah, we'll see. That's what we're going to be checking out, though. All right, well, Stan, while you're here, let me go ahead and do a song for you. Let me see what I've got lined up here. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is a song about perseverance, a song about not giving up, getting up again, and trying again and again and again. So, yep, Stan, this song goes out to you. Always appreciate you tuning in and watching. But yeah, we're going to play this while we're waiting for a few more people to show up. So, yeah, let me just get set up here. All right. Hopefully I'm not too dark. I just realized that the ceiling light here is not working. It's off, so hopefully you can see me okay. All right, Stan, this song goes out to you. This one's called Get Up Again. Down on the floor, you've been here many times before. You can't ignore the time in hand is running short. No end in sight, and nothing's going right. Why even try? There's nothing left inside. It always hurts to lose what you wanted, but it feels worse to never have tried it. It's not the first and won't be the last time, so get up again. Still holding on, still pushing through this marathon. Give all you've got. There's not much further left to crawl. No end in sight, and nothing's going right. Why even try? There's nothing left inside. It always hurts to lose what you wanted, but it feels worse to never have tried it. It's not the first and won't be the last time, so get up again. Stand your ground. Get up again. Yeah! Thank you. All right, Stan, looks like it's just going to be me and you for a little bit. Awesome. Love the squealies. Yep, squealies are fun. I'll have to, which, Stan, I don't know if, you don't have an electric guitar, right? You've got an acoustic guitar and you've got a bass, an electric bass, but I don't think you have an electric guitar. Now, technically, you can do squealies on an acoustic guitar, but, you know, they're not going to be as loud. The amplification, you know, from the guitar amp and the distortion, that's kind of what makes the squealies a lot more noticeable, you know. But as far as how you do them, there's two names for them. There's squealies, of course, but they're also called, I guess they're technically called pinch harmonics, because it's a pinching technique that creates a harmonic. Now, a harmonic is that, you know, a harmonic is, you know, that chime sound, and you can create a harmonic. Now, this you can do on an acoustic guitar. There's certain places on the frets, and if you don't push them, if you just lightly touch them, so if you just lightly press your finger against it and then you pick the string, see, I can do all 6 strings. Yep, so that's a pretty cool effect too. You can even, let's see. Yeah, I wrote this little song. I play this on acoustic guitar. I'll do it on electric, but it goes, So that's all just with harmonics. And I just pick the ones, like, you can't choose how they're going to sound. You just got to kind of pick them. And another technique I'll use, I don't know what this is called. It's like this scrape effect, but you find those harmonics, and then you just do like a scrape effect. So I do that for a little breakdown. Let's see. So that's a pretty cool effect. But yeah, those are harmonics. And then a pinch harmonic is when you actually fret a note. So you're pressing down on the string, fretting the note. And then as you pick the string with your guitar pick, you lightly touch with the side of your thumb. So you pick it and then you lightly touch. And depending where you do it at, you can get a different sound. All right, so that's the pinch harmonic. And then to make it a squealy, you just give that string a wiggle. And you just pick nice and hard and... Yep. Yep, so there's a lot of ways you can kind of do them melodically, you know. You can just go wild with them. You can go like, you know... You can even do I think it's called a dive bomb. I think you pre-bend the string, and then you do your pinch harmonic, and then you let off the bend. Yes, something like that. So those are some fun sounds to make. Anyone who's just joining us, we're going to be reacting soon, doing a reaction segment. So don't be shy. Say hello. Let me know that you're out there. Okay, so you do have an electric. Now, is it a real Les Paul or is it Epiphone Les Paul? Because that's a bit of a difference. But yeah, if you've got an electric and you've got an amp that you can play through with distortion, you can do those pinch harmonics a little bit easier than you could on acoustic. So yeah, it's just you just hold your pick, and it kind of helps to choke up on your pick a little bit. Like if you're holding way back and you've got all this slack, you're not going to really be able to do it. You want to choke up on the pick, so you've got just a little bit there. You pick the string, and then you lightly touch it with your thumb. So yeah, that's how you do that. All right, cool. Well, Stan and anyone who's joining us, we're going to be reacting in just a moment here. For this evening's stream, we're going to be reacting to some Lacey Sturm clips. So earlier this year, just a few months ago, Lacey Sturm was performing live with the band Seether. and they actually did some Flyleaf songs together. So I have not watched these clips, but we're going to be checking that out. And then I think she did the same thing with Breaking Benjamin. So yeah, that's what we're going to be diving into in just a moment here. I'm going to start getting things set up. So if you're out there, say hello. Let me know you're out there. And yeah, okay, cool. Let me know if you can see the window. I just brought it up, so you should be able to see the window now. Now, it's okay that you don't have a real one, but you just want to be careful saying that. Like, yeah, I got a Les Paul, because most people are going to think like you mean a Gibson Les Paul, not an Epiphone Les Paul. So just a good thing to know. So, all right, so you should be able to see the screen now. Yep, Stan says yep. Okay. Let me make some tweaks for the audio. Give me just a moment here. All right, I'm going to play just a little bit of the clip. Let me know if you can hear this. Whoops, helps to unmute the video. Okay. All right, could y'all hear that? That little guitar picking right there? I'll play it again. Okay. So yeah, just let me know if you could hear that, and then we'll dive right into it. Because I don't want to make the same mistake. I've done a reaction before where I watched the whole video and there was no audio. Okay, got another yep from Stan. All right, great. Well, sweet. Well, anyone else who's out there, say hello. We're about to react to this. So this first clip that we're going to check out, let me confirm. Okay, so this is Lacey Sturm performing I'm So Sick with the band Seether. So that's pretty cool that they're doing this song. This is a great song from Flyleaf. But of course, Flyleaf isn't around anymore. Lacey Sturm is still doing some. I think she, you know, they kind of disbanded from Flyleaf. She wanted to focus on family stuff. And then when she got back into music, rather than starting Flyleaf back up, she kind of has done some solo stuff. But of course, you know, with the legacy of Flyleaf, from time to time, she's going to be asked to perform Flyleaf songs. So it looks like this is one of those situations. So it's pretty cool. We're going to be checking out this one, and then we've got another clip. Let me see what this one is. It's another one with Seether. I think they do All Around Me. Yes. So well, actually, let me confirm. So this one says it's Seether with Lacey Sturm. So Seether is helping Lacey Sturm perform I'm So Sick. But the next clip, it just says Lacey Sturm performing All Around Me. So it might not be with Seether at all. It might just be Lacey Sturm. So, all right, well, here we go. We're going to dive into this clip. I'm looking forward to checking this out. Give me a thumbs up if you're out there and ready to go, and here we go. This is Lacey Sturm performing I'm So Sick, which is a great song, with Seether. Let's see how they do. This is a live performance. Not sure where this is at.
You guys are badass. I was going to say that.
Whoops, bad word. Was hoping that wouldn't happen.
So we don't have.
Might have to skip ahead a little bit. I was hoping with Lacey Sturm there wouldn't be any bad words. So
we just really good friends.
Okay, sounds like she's coming out. There she is. All right, here we go. Nice. They came in good. I was a little concerned there because they were having. It sounded like they were having some timing issues. But. Nice, sounds good. I was a little concerned at first. That guy's screams are pretty good. It's so funny. See how many phones are out, like in the crowd? But hey, you know, it's not a... I know some people get frustrated by that, but I know as an artist, it's like great to have people filming you because that means they're going to post it, they're going to share it. That's just free promotion for you, So yeah, it's fun, you know, when people are rocking out and enjoying the show, but just because they're filming it doesn't mean they're not enjoying it. Lacey sounds pretty good. Yep, Stan says the screams go great. Normally she does, you know, I mean, in the original song, she did all the screaming, but obviously she can't sing and scream at the same time, so the backup vocalist doing the screaming sounds really good. I think she was just doing a bit there, though. Some crowd singing. Man, shows are fun, dude. Sounds like this was a good one. I have gone to shows before. Well, I'll tell you in a second. There she is screaming. Yeah, that was sweet. So.
I love that song.
Yeah, I love that song too. All right, cool. That was really cool. First off, I was going to say just the live mix sounds really good. I've been to live shows before, and it can be hit and miss. Sometimes you go to a live show, and it's just noise. You know, it's like you can tell they're playing music, but it's so loud you just can't even hear the chords or the notes or what they're playing. And you're just kind of sitting there while they're making noise at you. And then there are times where you can clearly hear everything, and it's just like, it's so enjoyable. Like, there's nothing like a good live mix, and like the energy of all that is awesome. So, cool. So that was really cool. Lacey did a great job. Now, this was posted by, give me just a moment here. The channel is called SoundLink TV. It looks like this was live in Simpsonsville, South Carolina, at the Heritage Park Amphitheater. This same channel has another video posted that we're going to check out in just a moment here that I believe is from the same gig. Now, I don't know if this is Seether playing with her, but it's Lacey Sturm again performing All Around Me, which All Around Me is another Flyleaf song. So that was actually the song that they got really big off of. The first song I was introduced to, like I got into Flyleaf, you know, I can't remember who really introduced me. Just me and my friends, when we were getting into rock music, we were discovering a lot of that stuff. So we discovered Flyleaf around the same time as the band Red, as Underoath, Blindside. You know, before that we had been listening to like POD, Chevelle. So just kind of looking for that stuff and being around it. You know, at some point we stumbled across Flyleaf. And I remember this song, I'm So Sick, being the first song I heard by them. And just that incredible intro and those screams. You know, it's kind of that ominous sort of... that grungy bass line, which it's funny, for the longest time, that bass is so distorted. I thought it was a guitar. It's actually a bass. And then it kicks in, I will brag. And I was pretty blown away. It was just like, you know, the screaming was great. And it sounds funny now, but at the time I hadn't heard like a girl scream like that, a female vocalist. And it was like, wow, that was awesome. She was good at it. So that was like my first introduction. I got the album, listened to it, it was great. And then I remember, I don't know, maybe a year later or something, I was in high school during this time, but then the song All Around Me, I'd already heard it, but the music video went mainstream, it got on the radio, and the song blew up, and that's how they got like really popular and stuff. That song, I guess that song was definitely a bit more accessible, you know, it didn't have like all the screaming and stuff, and it's a very catchy and just nice melody, so yeah, but it was really cool to kind of be into the band, to really like them, and then to see them blow up, and it's like, oh sweet, people are starting to catch on to how awesome this band is, so let's go ahead and check out that other clip. Let me see. Stan, looks like it's just me and you still, but we're going to go ahead and check out this other clip here. All right, so this is Lacey Sturm performing All Around Me. Looks like we're going to get an ad.
Pork patty. Arby's real country
That actually looks pretty good.
Sandwich. Arby's, we have the meat.
I do like Arby's, so.
Crazy.
Stan says, sorry, Quincy, I was thinking of Amy Lee with Seether. Yeah, which we might actually check out that song. I do have it saved. It depends on whether or not more people show up, but you're thinking of the song, oh, yeah. Broken. Yeah, so we might check that out, but we'll see. We might save it for later if people aren't showing up. But yeah, that's a great song. I learned that back in high school. I remember showing it to a friend of mine. Showed her how to play it on guitar, and yeah, it's a very satisfying song to finger pick. So, but yeah, that's a good one. Amy Lee's cool too. So we maybe at some point in the future we'll check out some Evanescence stuff. I'll have to kind of keep them on my radar. But yeah. All right, looks like this is just Lacey Sturm. Let's check this out. Let's see what's going on.
So this song was written a long time ago. And it's about when I was 16 years old and I hated myself and I hated people unless you hated people, and then we were probably friends. And I hated God, and if you talk to me about God, I hated you more than everybody. And on the day I planned to commit suicide, I had an encounter with God.
I think that might be her husband.
And it was terrifying. It was terrifying because, first of all, you know, as an atheist, it's terrifying, but then also, I realized God's perfect love, and I was full of hate, and it's terrifying when you're standing there knowing it's like somebody does something real nice for you, and you're just like, I don't deserve that. It's like times there's no number. It's like, yeah. So when the first thing I realized a lot of things that were very profound. I'm still working out all these years later. But one of the things I knew for sure that I didn't know before was that I'm not a mistake. And I always felt like, you know, my mom was a teen mom. She had my brother when she was 15 and me when she was 16. And there was like 6 of us at one point, and a single mom, and it was a struggle. And I felt like another mouth to feed, you know, a burden and a mistake. And I realized when I was in this moment, I was actually on purpose. Like, it wasn't my mom's idea, but I was on purpose. I was actually, there was purpose. And I also realized that I loved art. I loved artists. I love bands. I like to write down all the lyrics to my favorite bands. I like to draw their album artwork in my notebook because
just don't want to
something
interrupt.
about the art says something about the artist. And what I understood after I came out of that experience was that all this is, he's an artist. That's why we create art. God's an artist. And I was like, I like used to draw like whatever, like a bird or whatever, and I'm like drawing a bird, and I'm like, this is so cool. And then I like looked the next day, and I was like, freaking bird's alive, and it makes more birds, and it's like, this is his art. It's like, like it was like crazy. But when I got to school the next day, I didn't expect to wake up. It was shocking I was even there. I don't know how I survived it still, but I looked around at all the people I hated the day before, and I just realized this is his masterpiece. You are his masterpiece. Each one of us is his art. And each one of you says something about the artist. And yes, another weird, crazy, mind-blowing thing is I didn't understand is that love honors your freedom. And we can use that freedom to look like hell, and we can use it to look like him. It's crazy, like, to understand each one of you. And so I hated people the day before, and the next day I was fascinated with every human I met. Like, I was like, what are you like? What makes you excited? What have you been through? What's your perspective? Because everybody became beautiful the next day. So the thing is, every single one of you has a DNA no one's ever had, ever will have, and that's not a greeting card, and that's not a self-help book, that's the truth. And it's amazing. And so anyway, this experience really changed my perspective on everything, but it's also the reason why I'm still alive, and this song's called All Around Me.
All right, so before we go into the song, I just love her testimony. I've heard her share it before, and I didn't want to interrupt while she was saying that, but yeah, it's... Sorry, trying not to... Okay, I'm trying to keep it together. Man, it's so hard to imagine people who find themselves in that place where they want to take their own life, where they want to hurt themselves. And that's just, for some reason, that's something that that's a situation that resonates with me a lot. I just really have a heart for people who are hurting in that way, and people who have had suicidal thoughts, who have thought about taking their own life. And that's what I see. It's the truth that you're made for a purpose, that you're not an accident, you're not a mistake, and that you are loved. And no matter what walk of life you're in, no matter what where you come from, you were made with a purpose, with intent, and there is a God who loves you. And sometimes it's hard to see it, it's hard to discover that, but I've seen, it's kind of funny. I hear people say a lot, like, if there's a God, why is there so much bad in the world? And what I've kind of come to realize is what people are seeing is what the world looks like without God. Because when God isn't in the picture, that's what you get. You get selfishness and hatred and hurt and anger and just all this, all this stuff. Because I've been so fortunate to grow up in my own life with a family that lived to please God, that lived based off what God had taught. Hey, Moonlight, good to have you. We're about to react to some Lacey Sturm here. She was just sharing her testimony, and I was just commenting on how, it resonates with me a lot. That I hate to know that there are people who are hurting, who see that they don't have any value, and that's just not true, to realize how valued they are. And I've been so fortunate in my own life to have parents that have loved me and supported me, and I've seen them. I've been able to look at them and then look at others who haven't lived the way they lived, who haven't lived in that way to please God, and I see the difference. Am I a believer? Yes. As far as my faith goes, yes, I believe in God. I believe Jesus was his son. I believe he died in my place, in all our place, and rose from the dead 3 days later. And I believe in the Holy Spirit. And so I I don't consider myself religious just because I think if God is real, what's so religious about getting to know him, you know? And it's not like the rituals or the routines, that's not what saves me. It's him, it's his grace, and it's a gift, and it's choosing to accept that, and then just as you get to know him more, living in a way that pleases him. So these days, I'm a little cautious to call myself, like I think a believer is a good word for it. You know, I'm cautious to call myself a Christian, because what Christian is supposed to mean is Christ-like. And so by that definition, yes, I am a Christian because I try to model my life after Jesus Christ. But these days, you know, there are so many people who proclaim that they are a Christian, but, you know, they don't act anything like Christ. And a lot of people, I think, when they hear Christian, they think hateful bigot, you know, hypocrite. And that's not at all what a Christian is supposed to be. So I don't really want like a label of other people defining what I am. I want people to define me by how they know me. The only person I want to define me is Jesus. So if you want to know what I'm trying to be like, if you want to know what I believe, you can look to Jesus and his example. Awesome, Moonlight. Appreciate that. Daniel, good to have you. Stopping by for a second. Glad you could stop by at all. I always appreciate you stopping by to say hello. We're looking at this clip here. This is Lacey Sturm, some live footage, and she just shared her testimony. She was very suicidal and just hated people, hated God, and was just sharing how she had a pretty strong encounter that kind of changed her mind, and just talks about how she realized that she's not a mistake, that you're not a mistake, that people, you're not a mistake, you were created with a purpose and intent. And so I was just kind of sharing how that's something that, you know, people who struggle with suicide, that's something that just really resonates with me. That's something I don't know, I hurt for people who struggle with that, and I want to tell them that life is worth living, that they're made with a purpose and an intent, and so I think it's just powerful for her to share her story and how she was planning to kill herself, and now she just sees so much value in life, and so that's kind of what motivated the song. She's about to perform the song "All Around Me," which was originally written with Flyleaf. It looks like she's just performing it here with her husband. I'm pretty sure that's her husband. I think the two of them tour together and they'll play music. So yeah, we're about to listen to her perform the song. We'll dive into that in just a moment here. Oh, thanks so much, Moonlight. Appreciate that. That's great. I'm really glad to hear that, because, you know, when I'm still learning when it comes to writing lyrics. But the one thing I know is when I write lyrics, I intend to, I want to have a positive message with my songs. And that song, "Move On," is exactly what it's about. It's about perseverance. It's about how, you know, life is hard. You're going to have struggles, and it's really not surprising. It's going to happen again. And, oh man, did I freeze? Am I still frozen? Let me know if I'm unfrozen. Say yes, you're unfrozen. So hopefully it's not lagging or anything, and you can try just refreshing it. But yes, "Move On" is a song about perseverance, and you know, it's no shock. Appreciate you stopping by, Moonlight. Hope you can watch it again later. And I'm glad you've liked that song so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's really encouraging to me, so I do appreciate that. But yeah, it's no surprise that that there's going to be hardship in life. You know, there's going to be struggle. So you can anticipate it, but you can also anticipate that you'll get through it. That what you've been through before, you've gotten through it, and you'll come out the other side stronger and better off. And so "Move On" is about that. It's about recognizing that, you know, if you take a moment to just see how far you've come, you can let that motivate you and say, hey, I've been through challenges before and I've turned out okay. there's nothing different about this one. I'll get through it just fine. So that's kind of what that song is about. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into this reaction here. I know Moonlight is a Lacey Sturm fan, so sorry if you have to bail out and you can't watch it, but hopefully you can check this out later. But let's go ahead. This is a great song. Let's have a listen.
Everything, but it's also the reason why I'm still alive, and this song's called All Around Me.
So it sounds like this is just going to be acoustic rendition.
My arms are searching for you. My arms are outstretched towards you. I feel you on my fingertips. My tongue dances behind my lips. For you. This fire rises through my being, burning. I'm not used to seeing you. But I'm alive. I'm still alive. And I can feel you all around me, thickening the air I'm breathing, holding on to what I'm feeling, savoring this hard to.
I love Lacey's passion, you know. She's always like 100% into everything she does. In her singing and in her performance. I definitely appreciate that.
The angels singing say we are alone with you. I am alone and they are too with you. I can feel you all around me, sickening the air I'm breathing, holding on to what I'm feeling, savoring this endless healing.
It's kind of funny. I feel like she's getting better as she goes. I was a little worried at first because sometimes when you get really emotional and on these live shows, you can lose your voice. So her voice sounded a little strained at first, but now it sounds like she's kind of getting some of that vocal stability back. So. All right, awesome performance. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, and it hurts, you know. It's it's such a fragile situation too, and even me, you know, I've only talked to like a couple people. I can't say. I mean, unfortunately, I did know someone personally who took their life, and that was just devastating when it happened. But I can't say, you know, I've talked with someone who sort of made it vocal or sort of threatened that they were feeling that way or doing that, and but it's such a fragile situation because you want to give them hope and you want to encourage them, but at the same time you want to you know, you want to say something firm with them, you know. You kind of want them to be like, hey, do you realize how serious of a decision this is? You know, this is permanent. You choose to do this, and there's no turning back from that. And so you kind of want them to realize that, but at the same time, you're trying to, encourage them and motivate them to, to find that joy, to find that peace, and overcome whatever it is that's burdening them and causing them to deal with that. So, yeah, definitely. I don't know. I remember when I turned 13 on my 13th birthday, I realized, whoa, I'm a teenager now. I'm not a kid anymore. I mean, yes, I was still young. I was still a kid, but I just realized I was growing up. I'm not a kid anymore, and I'll never be a kid again. And once I realized that, it kind of put this flame under me to just make the most of every day. I just realized, life doesn't last forever. I'm not going to be this age forever. I need to make this count now. I don't want to just waste my life doing mundane things. I want to do something worthwhile. And so I remember that summer, that was such an eventful summer for me. I did something different every day, and just used my imagination, and whether it was something with music or going out exploring the woods, or making a movie with the home camera, or whatever it might have been. But just trying to make the most of each day. And sometimes that's tough, especially when you get older, because we have responsibilities. Things can get a little mundane, but I still try to remember that. I still try to remember, hey, let's make the most of each day. But that's just, I just recognize life as being so valuable and so precious. And so it hurts when some people don't see it that way, when some people think that their life isn't valuable, that their life isn't precious, and that's not true at all. That's a total lie that the more they tell themselves, the more they might believe it. And I just don't want anyone to believe that, your life is purposeful, it's got meaning to it. And yeah, so I definitely want to encourage people to kind of enjoy that. So, and make the most of their life, to live, fulfilling and purposeful lives. I think we're going to check out one more Lacey Sturm, maybe two more Lacey Sturm clips here in a bit. But I'm going to go ahead and play a song for you guys. So, Daniel, let me know what you've been up to. I appreciate you stopping by. I don't know if you're going to be able to stick around, but if you can stick around for a moment, I'll play a song for you. But I'd love to hear how your week's been, what you've been up to. Hey, Green Ninja Gaming, thanks for joining us. Hey, quit. I am playing Nintendo. I don't know if that's meant for me, but, yeah, I mean, you can still play Nintendo if you'd like while you're watching this. I'll play a song for you while you're playing Nintendo. But, oh, Quinn. Okay. Hey, Quinn. Yeah, I was like, quit. It's like, hey, Quinn, I am playing Nintendo. Cool. It's not Malachi, is it? Green Ninja Gaming. It's not Malachi, is it? If it's Malachi, say yes, this is Malachi. If it's someone else, then, well, say hello and let me know what you're playing on Nintendo. All right, I'm going to play a song for you guys. But, yeah, Daniel, I'd love to know how your week's been, what you've been up to, if you've been listening. Okay, looks like it is Malachi. Well, thanks for tuning in, Malachi. I'm going to play a song for you guys. All right, let me get my mic set up real quick. Hey, Malachi, thanks for joining the stream. For those of you who don't know, Malachi is my nephew. What are you just watching on the Nintendo, or are you about to play a game on the Nintendo? All right, Daniel, take care. Thanks for stopping by. Always appreciate you tuning in. Hey, Daniel, just so you know, next week I'm not going to be able to stream. I'm actually going to be away. I'm going to New York with Malachi, funnily enough. But I always appreciate you stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of the week. And so no stream next week, but should be picking up the following week. So hopefully that'll be the case. But take care, Daniel. Hope you have a good rest of the evening, and hope you have a good rest of the week. All right, this song's for you, Malachi. This one's called For You. Mario Kart 8. That's a fun one. Well, I know you've coped with this loneliness. You think you're okay, but you've been dragged. I'm out here pleading, but you can't hear me. Your silent screams are deafening. Well, ignore my warning. Just tell that I'm sorry for you. And all this time, just tell that I've tried for you. Come back to me. I thought I was different. You made me like them. Begged you to hold on, but you still let go. And from the distance, I can see what's missing. Never listen, so you'll never know. Well, ignore my warning. Just know that I'm sorry for you. And all this time, just know that I've tried for you. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. You're my closest friend and my deepest wound, my most painful scar, and I cherish you. Well, ignore my warning. Just know that I'm sorry for you. And all this time, just know that I've tried for you. Come back to me. Thank you. All right, so we are going to, thank you, Stan, appreciate that. All right, we're going to react a little more. I think we're just going to check out one, maybe two more Lacey Sturm clips. So this is one. Okay, so this is a clip of, oh my gosh, you know what I just realized? I left the, I mean, I guess it's not a big deal, but I left the screen up. I meant to turn that away, but all right, so this next clip we're going to be reacting to, this is Lacey Sturm with Breaking Benjamin, okay? And let's see here. They're going to be performing a Breaking Benjamin song. This is a song called Dear Agony, so this is a cool song, but here we go. Let's... All right, now, I might have to skip through this, so real quick, just to clarify. So I try not to watch these videos beforehand because I want this to be a genuine reaction. But this live footage, you know, if they're going to be speaking before, sometimes live bands can be a little mouthy. And I'm not personally offended when someone's using bad words. I know sometimes people just talk like that. But I do these streams in a church, so just out of respect for the building that I'm in, I'm trying to make sure I'm watching videos that are appropriate. So we'll listen a little bit, but if he starts saying some bad words, I might have to just skip ahead to the song. So, all right, here we go. He's talking, and I'm guessing he's going to introduce Lacey in a moment here.
Night of this whole tour. I really don't want to leave here. I wish we could just do this whole thing right here. Just continue to repeat this night over and over. And I'll get less nervous as we go.
So far, so good.
Hope you guys are having a good time.
Great, you know, someone in the audience.
There's no way to prepare for this. But we do have something really cool. We had a and I did a song with Lacey on it. Do you ready?
Actually, hold on. I want to hear what he was just talking about there.
Singing stuff on it. And I did a song with Lacey on it. Do you ready? That came out not too long ago.
Yeah, so apparently he and Lacey have done this song together before. Maybe it was like a acoustic album or something like that. So, we'll see.
So I thought it'd be cool if she came up here tonight, center with us.
Oh, here she comes. Yep. So that's kind of what Seether did too. They sort of introduced her to come out. Yep.
Don't you just love Lacey? Come on.
Yep. It's funny because it's cute, but Lacey's so short, and I'm pretty sure I think his name's Ben, but pretty sure he's kind of tall. So it's like you've got a tall person next to a short person. It's not like he's average height and she's really short. You know, he's really tall and she's kind of short. So, but you know, just makes her look fun size.
Do you want to sing it?
Yeah, I love this song.
Okay. I might mess it up. Is that okay? She's like, pull me aside, be like, Ben, don't fucking embarrass me.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this song. Thanks for asking me to sing it. I'm so excited. You guys excited?
Isn't this cool?
All right. Here we go. This is a good song. his voice might be a little worn. He's got a great voice. That didn't sound bad. Sound good together. I like that chord progression. Harmonies sound good. I'm hoping someday, I gotta fix the audio here where there's no delay with what I'm hearing and what I'm saying. Because every time I hear this, I'm like, I want to sing along, but I know if I try singing along, you guys are gonna hear me behind. Like I'm gonna be delayed. And I want to play along too, you know. But if I try playing along again, it's going to be delayed. It's not bad. It sounds like his voice is a little worn, which can totally happen. I mean, this is probably like near the end of their set or something like that. But this really is a great song. So if you haven't heard the song, you know, look it up. And it sounds like that they put out a version together, because I'm pretty sure the original version of the song was just Breaking Benjamin.
Thank you guys for being so amazing to all of us here tonight.
Yeah, that might have been the last song. Not totally sure. But,
Hash browns are the French fries of breakfast. Who said?
But if I remember correctly, I think they released that song themselves, and then maybe they put out like a special version, like maybe it was acoustic or something, and she helped out. I'm not really sure, but yeah. So they do play in drop C. Dear agony, just let go of me. Is this the worst it's gonna be? I'd have to hear that verse again, but. Dear agony, just let go of me, but slowly. Is this the way? it's gotta be agony, faceless enemy. I gotta learn the words, but yeah, it's a cool song. It's pretty. All right, we're gonna check out one last song, and then I'll play a song out for you guys. But this is one more song by Lacey Sturm. Again, she, formerly a Flyleaf, but then has had something of a solo career. This was a fairly recent song of hers. I think she only put this out like maybe a few weeks, maybe a couple months, something like that. Fairly recent. So this is a song by Lacey Sturm called Awaken Love. I think I've heard this once before, but I can't remember exactly how it sounded. So let's give this a shot. Okay, so about 2 months ago, something like that. All right, let's see what we got here. Flaming Goblet. A painting fading into Lacey lying on the ground. He must like his drink spicy. Violin. I do like Lacey's blue hair. It's cool. I've always kind of liked blue hair on girls. In fact, I think more girls should dye their hair colors like that. So they might just be in drop D.
Fragrant in my song, spreading out like the dawn. Beauty only you gave to me. A wedding dress you made.
So it sounds pretty good. My only critique is the chord progression, because this is just a chord progression that is used all the time. 6, 4, 1, 5. A lot of songs with that chord progression. And that's not to say that there aren't good songs with that chord progression. I mean, this sounds fine, but it's hard to win me over with that. Stan's digging it. Stan says this is good. And yeah, I think it's nice. Again, it's something I kind of it's a personal pet peeve of mine, you know. But vocal performance sounds good, the mix sounds good. Yep, Stan knows that progression. You'd better believe we've done some praise and worship songs with this chord progression. Cool. So yeah, all right, so it's pretty good. Let's see. All right, this is kind of a gift and a curse, but as a songwriter, here's the thing. So people like music for different reasons. You know, what determines whether or not someone likes a song can be for various reasons. It's not all for the same thing. You know, I would actually say Stan, you know, what Stan likes in a song is probably different than what I like, you know. That's not to say that we don't appreciate some of the same things, but there are also different things that maybe we appreciate or prefer. Probably the easiest, I mean, there's a few different things you could look at. So for some people, it's the lyrics. Some people, they don't even care too much like about the chord progression. They just care like, does it sound pretty and does it have nice words? You know, like that's all they care about. Or does it sound heavy and have good lyrics? You know, like it's more so just a general sound, not specifically like the chords or the notes or the melody that's being created. For some people, it is the creativity. You know, it's like they don't want to hear just a simple instrumentation. They want a lot of composition, a lot of orchestration. They want lots of instruments, lots of layers, and lots of sound effects and vibes and atmospheres and tones created. Like for them, it's that, you know. And again, not so much the notes or the chords that are chosen, but more so how it's all composed. And for me, at the core, simplest thing, it really is about the notes. I love unique chord progressions. Now, they still have to sound good. Just because they're unique doesn't mean I'm going to like it, but there's so many different combinations you could do with chord progressions, and there's so many cool undiscovered ones out there, you know? So that's what I appreciate, and on top of that, a catchy melody. So for me, it's got to be a melody that can easily get stuck in my head, and it's got to be a chord progression that makes me go, ooh, you know? So, hey, Moonlight. I'm back. Nice to have you back. I don't know if you caught that. We just watched the song Awaken Love by Lacey Sturm. We're checking that out. And I'm commenting right now about why people like songs, because it's different for some people. Some people, they care about the lyrics. That's what's most important to them. Some people, it's the composition, the orchestration, like all the different layers and instruments and neat sounds that can be created. And for me, it really is about the chords and the melody. So kind of an example of that. So if I were to play like this chord, sounds cool, and then go here, that just sounds great to me. But it doesn't matter if it's distorted, if I do like a crunch tone. If I play really heavy. Or if I did a clean tone. All three of those scenarios, I like the way that sounds. Like, that's what appeals to me. It doesn't matter. You know, for some people, maybe they like this. Because they're like, ooh, that sounds pretty, you know. Like, for some people, that would be pretty. They might like that. But if I did the same thing, but with distortion, they don't like the distortion. So they're like, ooh, I don't like that, you know. But for me, I like both. Because I like the notes. I like the chord progression. That's what I like. So with that said, when it comes to hearing a song, you know, the song that we just listened to, there's nothing wrong with that song. Thanks, Malachi. Appreciate that. Papa and Nana got me this this guitar. But yeah, so there's nothing wrong with that song. Awaken Love, you know, it sounds fine. It's got a good, you know, it sounds fine, you know, like it's well performed. Lacey's vocals sound great on it. It's got great lyrics. It's got, you know, a nice melody. But the reason it's hard for me to like say that I like it is because the chord progression. The chord progression. It's 6, 4, 1, 5. There's like a million songs with that chord progression. Hey girl, you know you drive me crazy. Let's see what else is there. Well, what's funny is I don't listen to a lot of songs with that chord progression, so I always say there's like a million songs, and then I can never like think of any. Yeah, take that up with her husband, Josh. Yeah, so if he writes the music, yeah, could be, yep, that would be him. But you know what? There's probably plenty people who like it. So so for me personally, like, and again, this is kind of an example. This is why I like Flyleaf, but not necessarily Lacey's solo stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Lacey's solo stuff is great in terms of what she's doing. I think Lacey is great. You know, she's a wonderful singer. Great. She's a big inspiration to me when it comes to writing lyrics. So all that is great. So I think what fans of Lacey, what they want from her, they are getting that with her solo stuff. So that's fine. But what I want from Lacey as a fan is actually the music paired up with kind of what they created in Flyleaf. Because Flyleaf, again, talk about unique. You know, they just wrote good songs. They had really unique riffs and chord progressions, and that's the kind of thing that I appreciate. I'm going to look at the chat here 1 second. All right, Stan, see you later. I don't know if you're gone already, but I hope that goes well. Hope you all have good pizza, good chat and stuff. Hope that all goes well. Thanks for stopping by. Always appreciate you stopping by. Moonlight says lyrics are important, but it's the music that's the most beautiful. Yes, Malachi, I'm at the church right now. Oh, that's pretty cool. The lyrics of Awaken Love were co-written by Corey Cooper from Skillet. Thanks for the fact. Yes, Memento Mori was a great album. Memento Mori was also super impressive because the first Flyleaf album was so good, you know? Like their debut album had so many hits on it. And then it was like, how are they going to top that? And not only did they top it, Memento Mori had like 20 songs on it. So like they doubled like the amount of songs, and all of them were good. Like Memento Mori is such a good album. I agree. Like, I mean, I think Flyleaf's been very consistent. I pretty much like everything they've put out. Again, I need to listen to their last album with when they changed singers. The only thing with that, I know they kind of, along with changing singers, they changed their sound. And again, kind of like what I'm talking about here, if they hadn't changed their sound, if they had just changed the vocalist, but they stuck to the same style and sound, I probably still would have liked it. You know, it would have been fine. But I think they went a different direction, and I don't think it was very well received. And then the band kind of called it quits from there, unfortunately. But the first three albums, even the third one I would say is maybe the weakest of the three that I like. But it's still really good. There's a lot of great songs. In fact, the song Green Heart from the third album, I love that song. Malachi, believe it or not, I was, let me think. I think I was 20 years old when I got this guitar. So, Moonlight, if you're up for a story real quick, I'll tell you and Malachi. Which Moonlight, by the way, Green Ninja Gaming is my nephew, Malachi. So he's tuning in right now, but he's asking about this guitar of mine. So Malachi, I grew up with Uncle Kobe and Uncle Guthrie, and Papa. They all had guitars. So they had acoustic guitars, made out of wood. Well, I guess this is made out of wood too, but acoustic guitars. And so I always had a guitar to play, but of course I like rock music, I like metal, so I wanted my guitar, I wanted an electric guitar so I can make it sound like that. But I never really needed a guitar because I always had one to play. So it wasn't till my 20th birthday, I think. So what had happened? Of course, 18. I graduated from high school, and I graduated from high school, and then unfortunately, there was a bit of a recession shortly after I graduated from high school, and our family, we lost our home. So Papa and Nana, they couldn't afford to keep the house, and we had to move away. So we had to move to the farm where we live now, and we had to live there with Grandma, who Malachi, that would have been your great-grandmother. But we had to move in, and I lived with your parents. I lived with your mom and dad when I moved out. So it was really hard because I grew up in that house all my life, and I had so many memories from it. So it just really hurt to move away from that. And eventually, shortly after that had happened, my birthday was coming up, and so again, we'd lost our home, so we already weren't making a lot of money or anything, and it came time for me to open my presents, and they gave me a card. I actually keep the card in my guitar case. Here, 1 second, I'll grab it. So they gave me this card, and I opened it up, and just all this money fell out, and it was like way too much money for a birthday card. It was like hundreds of dollars. That's like too much. And I was like, why is there so much money in here? And my family, they signed the card and stuff, but they wrote this note that said, "Dear Quincy, your dad and I are so thankful for you. We miss having you with us," because again, at this time, I lived with Britt and Jake, my sister and brother-in-law. We miss having you with us all the time, but know God is using this time to grow each of us, and this is His plan for you. We thank God daily for you, your talents, and the great. Sorry, trying to read my mom's writing. The great path you are on, I think. Or the great person you are. We also thank Him for helping you. Okay, thank Him for helping you gain control of your seizures. That's another story. I kind of have a nocturnal epilepsy, but we're trusting you'll have a healthy and happy year ahead. We hope you have an awesome birthday eve with us, and enjoy your day in Richmond, shopping for your much-deserved guitar with your dad. We love you. Love and prayers, Mom and Dad. And so the next day we took all that money, and Mom and Dad, or Dad took me to Richmond. There's a guitar center there, and we went shopping for a guitar. And so I had seen this guitar a while back, and I just thought it was beautiful. I remember seeing it, and I thought, if I were ever to get a guitar, I think I would get that one. And so, sure enough, they had the money for me, so I knew which guitar I wanted. We went to Guitar Center, picked this one out, and yeah, that's how I got it. So Papa and Nana got me this guitar. Yeah, so Moonlight was saying doesn't really care for the last album, and I don't know if you've heard the song. I'm drawing a blank on what it's called right now. I'll see if I can find it real quick. But they actually put out a song. gonna look for it. Oh, here it is. Yeah. They put out a demo called Tied to the Broken. Moonlight, have you ever heard that song, Tied to the Broken? So that was a song that they did with, let's see. Yeah, it sounds like her name was Kristen May. So they did a song with her called Tied to the Broken. And it's great, you know. It sounds like old Flyleaf, but just with a new vocalist. So again, I agree. Like the new album, it just didn't have the same vibe as, you know, what we loved Flyleaf for. And if they had just kept that, then you know, yeah, you know, I think they would have been fine to continue on. So I don't think it was the change in vocalists at all. Like obviously, I love Lacey, but if Lacey, you know, at that time in her life wanted to leave the band, kind of start a family and stuff, you know, that's fine. And but I don't see any reason why the band couldn't continue. But yeah, look up that song, "Tied to the Broken." It's a demo that they did with Kristen, and again, it sounds like Flyleaf, but just with Kristen as the vocalist. And so if that was the direction they had gone, I think things might have worked out a little better. But yeah, that's a cool song. Can't get past the eye. Let's see here. I'm looking. Oh, so really, just from the album. Just don't look at the album cover. Just listen to. Just put it on play and then just don't look at it. You know. Yeah, Fire is a great song. There's a song called Call You Out. That's a good one. Cage on the Ground's good. There's a song from that album called Green Heart, and that might be my favorite. It's kind of punkish, kind of has like a punk rock vibe to it. Freedom's a good one. Broken Wings is a good one. To be honest, it's a great album. So yeah, if you haven't really listened to New Horizons yet, definitely check it out and just don't look at the album cover. See you later, Malachi. Sounds like he's probably gone, but yep. So that's the story how I got my guitar. But he's on. Yep. So Malachi, I don't know if you're having to leave or not, but if your mom told you have to get off, then you should probably get off. But unless you're telling her you're watching me and she's okay with that or something. But if you got to go, I will see you later, buddy. Moonlight, Malachi, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to play one more song for you all. And Moonlight, let me just say, you know, thank you so much for sharing that you like the song "Move On." You know, it's I'm still pretty early in my artist journey, and I don't know. It's just weird to think like it's weird to put something out there and think like, will this actually connect with anyone? Will anyone actually care about this? And so for you to just share that, that just means a lot. And so I'm glad that you like that song. I'm hoping to have more music coming soon. I'm actually I'm in the pre-production phase for a music video. I'm trying to shoot a music video for my next song. So hopefully I'll be shooting that soon. Once I shoot it, I just got to edit, and then I can release it, and I'll have a new song out. Yeah, hopefully you will like it. And actually, let me see something real quick. Actually, I'm going to perform the song now. So that's the song I've chosen for my set. So I'm going to play a song for you now, and this is going to be the next song I release. It might be a while. I'm not sure when I'm going to release it yet. Just as soon as I get this video shot, I'll be able to put it out. So, but like I said, I'm still in the pre-production phase. I haven't started shooting it yet. But yeah, let me get set up, and I'm going to play this song for you. And to be honest, it's been a challenge working on the music video because, you know, you're kind of limited with what you can do. Like, I can't just make a music video about anything. You know, I have to work with the location available to me. I'm making most of the videos by myself, so I have to keep that in mind. And it's basically no-budget filmmaking. So I love doing music videos, but it's a little easier when I already have an idea. So the reason I'm doing a music video for this song is actually because I kind of have to. I would prefer to just put out a one-man band playthrough because that is a little easier for me to do, and those videos typically do well. And that's something like I don't have to think too much. Like I know how to do that. Like so I can make the song, and once it's done, I can get footage of me performing all the different instruments and then put that out as the video. But I've actually already done a one-man band playthrough for this song. I've already done that. But now I've since remixed the song, kind of remastered it, got it sounding a bit better. And so when I'm actually releasing it, I need a video for that, and I have a choice. I can either do a lyric video, which is easier to make, but lyric videos also don't do very good. Or I could do a music video, which is harder to make, but also performs a lot better. Usually music videos do quite well. So I chose to do a music video, but then the problem is, all right, now I got to come up with an idea for the video. So I've been brainstorming a lot, but I finally kind of have an idea of what I'm going to be able to do. And so now I'm starting to get excited and looking forward to actually shooting it. So a music video is coming out from this, but after this, I will still do music videos from time to time, but after this song, everything from this point on, I should be able to do a one-man band playthrough for it, which means I'll be able to release songs more frequently. And just because I release a song with a one-man band playthrough doesn't mean that I can't do a music video later. So I'll still do music videos. It's just that I don't have to feel stuck like, oh man, the song is done, but I can't release it because I don't have a video. Like I can still put out the song with a video. So yeah. Anyway, this is going to be the next song I release. This is going to be my last song for this evening, and then we'll wrap things up. So I hope you like it. This one is called Waking Up. Okay, so real quick, Moonlight was asking, what are my favorite B-sides? I know there's actually like a whole video on YouTube that's like just all B-sides, and I've listened to that so much. I'd have to listen to it again to remember for sure. Let me see if I have any real quick. Okay, well, a few, if this counts. They did put out an EP a while back, and they did a song called Justice and Mercy. I do really like that. And then there's a song called Supernatural. I don't know if you've heard that. That's a great song. Supernatural, really, really beautiful, really powerful song. And I think that's just a B track. I don't think it was ever released. And then did you ever see the acoustic, there was like video. I guess it was some kind of like extra video content that came with one of their albums or something. But it was Flyleaf performing acoustic versions of their songs. So they got like Fully Alive, Red Sam, All Around Me, I'm So Sick, and it's so good. But I don't know if they ever released the tracks. If you can look them up on YouTube, you can look up like, I'm So Sick acoustic, or just look up Flyleaf acoustic and you'll find it. But they're so cool. They're such cool renditions of the songs, and I liked it so much. Like I would have bought it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So I actually downloaded. You can download YouTube videos as MP3 files. So I downloaded the YouTube videos just so I could make like a custom little Flyleaf album and stuff. So, but yeah, if you haven't heard that, you'll have to check that out. Just look up like Flyleaf acoustic and you'll come across it. Oh man, I'm sorry. That's so sad. That would be hard, but that would be a hard song to listen to with that. Man, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so you might have heard more than me. If you haven't heard New Horizons yet, that's all that you've got left to check out, probably. But yeah, I'm so sorry about that. But again, it is a powerful song though in terms of the message of it, that even in loss, that that person is better off now, and that we can live our lives to the fullest. And live to make them proud, and yeah, but yeah, I'm so sorry about that, but anyway, I'll go ahead and perform this last song here. Malachi, I think if you're talking about the Pixar short, the one-man band Pixar short, I have seen that, if that's what you're talking about. If you're talking about something else, you might have to show me sometime. That's right. God is still good. Like I was saying before, even when we lost our home, I mean, that's not as heavy as losing a loved one. But at the time it hurts, but you also see how he works through that situation, and just how it brought our family even closer together, and how he pulled us through it, and we were able to. When we first moved into the farm, I mean, it was like just a small home with not enough room for all of us, but we were able to remodify it and take care of that property, and there's been a lot of blessing since then, and even the property that we're living on now, some of my siblings are married with their own children, and they are building houses on the property. So I mean, it really has kind of worked out, and so, death can be such a hard thing to deal with, but the Lord gives, the Lord takes away, and in doing so, He knows what's best. He always gives us enough for each day, and we can take comfort in knowing that God's always going to provide enough for us to carry through whatever obstacle it is we have to face, and also realizing that. The hurt that we experience sometimes is what helps us connect with other people. And so whatever hurt we've been through, whatever struggle we've faced, that is our testimony. I mean, again, listening to Lacey earlier when she was sharing what she had been through, that story, it's so sad that she had to go through that, but now it's such a powerful story that she can share and encourage others. And so, even with death, it gives you the opportunity to connect with others who are going through a similar hurt, and encouraging them and helping them to persevere through that. So, but this is a song. The song's called "Waking Up," and this is kind of a song about how it can be easy in life sometimes to sort of just fall into a routine and kind of go through the motion of things, but just understanding that you're meant for so much more. And encouraging you to wake up and make the most of your life and to live it to the fullest. So I guess that's kind of been the theme of this stream. We've been based off of what Lacey's been sharing. It's just that each of us is made with a purpose, with an intent, and just living life to the fullest, and not letting the days go to waste, not wasting them, but cherishing what we've been given, cherishing the people that we do have in our lives. Being thankful for what we have, and just sharing that with other people. So this song is called "Waking Up." It's too much effort to pull away the covers. Hold me down and won't let go. It smothers me. The weight of this anxiety pressing me into my pillow. A blissful sleep, chasing lies and counting sheep. Sure is easy, but not for me. So here I am, with all I have, waking up facing what's in front of me. I won't back down. I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to dream. I toss and turn, tick by talk, the hours burn, pleading for this night to end. A part of me begging to go back to sleep. It sure is easy, but not for me. So here I am with all I have. I'm waking up, I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down. I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to dream. You're not worth less. You have purpose. Wake up, see time to dream So here I am with all I have. I'm waking up. I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down. I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to dream. So here I am with all I have. I'm waking up. I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down. I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to dream. Thank you. Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Moonlight, Malachi, Stan, I know you've headed out now, but Daniel stopping by to say hello. Thank you so much, Moonlight. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Again, I'm hoping to release that song soon. I'm in the process of working on shooting a music video for it. So hopefully in the next few weeks here, I'll have that song released and it'll be available on Spotify and AppleMusic and wherever. So, but thank you so much. I appreciate you all stopping by to watch the stream and tuning in. Thank you so much. For anyone who would like to support me so that I can keep doing this, keep making music, keep putting things out, there's a link in the description to a virtual tip jar, and I certainly appreciate that. If you don't have the financial means to support me, my biggest goal right now is building an audience. So ways that you can help me do that is by sharing my content, inviting people to come to the streams, liking the videos, subscribing to the YouTube channel, or signing up for my email list. There's a link in the description where you can sign up for my email list, and this allows me to notify you whenever I release a new song, whenever I've got new videos coming out, live streams, whatever it might be. That's a way to sort of keep up with what I'm doing, so be sure to sign up for my email list. But again, thank you so much. I'm going to post a few links in the chat, and I'll stay for a little bit and talk, but this is going to be the conclusion of of this evening's stream. Just a quick update. Next week, I'm not going to be able to stream because I'm actually going to be away. I'm going to be going on a trip with my brother-in-law and my nephew to New York. This will be my first time going to New York City, so I'm excited to go there, excited to see Spider-Man, and but looking forward to that. So I'm not going to be able to stream next week, but hopefully the following week I'll be able to pick back up. And aside from that, just working on some content. Be sure to keep up with what I've been posting. I think I posted a duet earlier this week, so if you haven't seen that, be sure to check it out. But again, I can't say enough how much I appreciate you tuning in, watching, joining in on the chat, listening to my music and things like that. It means so much to me, and so thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful evening or morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Until next time. Thanks, Moonlight. You too. Have a great night.